Hello, everybody. I'm hoping that now you'll be able to hear me. Okay, so I'm going to wait and see if we get somebody. You guys find me back here. Let's see. Okay. So this is take 2 today for Tutorial Tuesday, and hopefully we now have sound. Let's see if anybody here can find me. All right, so welcome to Tutorial Tuesday. This is Bird's Nest Designs. My name is Denise Cox, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Trail, British Columbia, Canada. And I see I have a couple of people here watching. So can you hear me now? Do we have sound? Hi, Sonia. Hi, Tina. Thank you for joining me. Oh, good. Sound is okay. I don't know what happened. I did nothing differently, but now it's working. So welcome back, everybody. Thank you for finding me again. Technology, I tell you. Okay, so hello. It is Tuesday, April 11th, and I am here with a really fun double fun fold card to share with you. And I am super excited about it because it just came together really great and it's really fun. So Legendary Ride is the bundle that I'm featuring on my blog all this week. And as you know, the current mini catalog, which I have here right in front of me, and the annual catalog are both retiring at the end of the month. So we've got the last chance list that is very, very long and selling out quickly. But the Legendary Ride bundle, which is on page 69 of this catalog here, so this one right here, this product suite, this one is staying current. So the bundle, but not as a bundled price. So the stamps and the dies will be in the new annual catalog, but the designer series paper and the embossing folder we're going to use tonight are, the embossing folder is carrying forward. The designer series paper and the embellishments that we're going to use today are being discontinued, and they are both on sale. So we'll go over the sale prices of that later. I do want to talk to you a little bit quickly about an ordering special I have for the month of April. So when you place an order online and use the host code, which I put at the bottom of the screen here, you can see it right there on the bottom. So that's my current host code. When you place an order, you always earn customer loyalty tokens when you shop online with me. You get 1 token for every $10 you spend, and you get to save those up and redeem them for Stampin' Up! Product of your choice. So that's always the case when you shop online. For the month of April, if your order online using this host code is $50 or more, then I'm going to also send you a surprise gift that's going to be full of designer series paper, embellishments, ribbons, those types of things, even some handmade cards. So it's just going to be a really nice little kit that you can use in your creating. So again, the host code is here on the screen. That's current as of April 11th. You can always find my current host code on createwithbirdsnest.ca. If you just click on shop, there's a little tab there that has my host code and all of my perks for shopping with me. So that is my special for April. Now, I also wanted to talk to you tonight about the in colors that are coming. So before we get to our stamping of our Legendary Ride Funfold card, I want to talk to you a little bit about the In Color Club that I'm going to host. So bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to try something new. This might be crazy, but we're going to try it. There we go. Okay, can you guys see that? So this is my current In Color Club that I'm just opening registration for. Those are the 5 beautiful new In Colors, and I'm so excited to get those. My order finally shipped today. And how the Color Club works is you can join from anywhere in Canada. The cost is $80 a month plus shipping, if plus $10 shipping if it's getting mailed to you anywhere in Canada. And in the kit each month, you're going to get the full pack of cardstock, the ink pad, the ink refill, the stamping blends, a spool of the coordinating ribbon, 8 sheets of the designer series paper 6x6 in that month's color. You're going to get a color coach. You're going to get 3 make and takes. full instructions, and if you live locally, you can attend the in-person class to make those 3 cards. So it's a really great deal. It's the most popular club that I run. I've run it for a number of years now. And like I said, registration is open right now. And if you want to find out more information, you can just head on over to createwithbirdsnest.ca/classes, and all of the details are there for you. So there's this one. If you just have to scroll down a little bit, I think this one is there, second line. And then today I also posted 3 other classes that you can check out. Those ones are all class kits to go. So they're all ready to go, ready to be popped in the mail. They come with the stamp set and all of the cards with the instructions. So head on over to createwithbirdsnest.ca/classes, and you'll see all of this information and information on how you can register to get these amazing new in colors. All right, so let me get rid of these banners. This is fun. This is a new program I'm trying out. So if you're watching me today from my YouTube channel, hello and welcome. If you're here on Facebook, again, welcome. Say hello. Let me know that you're here. It sounds like we've got quite a few people here already. We've got hello to Erin and Sonia and Tina and Gail and Jody, Sherry, Bev. Thank you all for being here, ladies. I hope I haven't missed anybody. The comments are just sort of scrolling by the side here. If you're watching the replay, hello and welcome to you as well. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that little like button. Send me some hearts. It's kind of like all the oohs and ahs when you guys are in my craft room stamping with me. So hello, Bobby. Hello, Carol. Welcome, ladies. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera down now to my desk. There we go. Oh, that even worked out well. All right. So here is the card that we are going to create. Oh, let me just get it all. So this is what it looks like all closed up. Then this flap flips up. So there's our one fold. And then we're going to fold it out like an accordion, like this. Isn't that cool? What do you guys think? So this is going to be a really fun card to create using the Legendary Ride bundle. So I did mention that this is on page 69 of the mini catalog. So this is the suite that we're going to use. We're actually going to use all of the bits in the whole suite. So the stamps and dies are carrying forward into the annual catalog. So is the metal plate 3D embossing folder. Now, if you want to get this set, you'll save 10% if you order it as a bundle before May 1st. Otherwise, you'll be able to buy them separately in the new catalog. The designer series paper is retiring and it's on sale. Usually it's $21 here in Canada and it's on for $16.80. And these fun embellishments that you're going to see in action tonight are also on sale for $10.40. Usually they're $13. So this is what we're going to focus on today. Do check out all of the items on the last chance item list because there's lots of deeply discounted products on there for sale and you don't want to miss out. So let me get adjusted here. We're going to make some cards. All right, so I've got some of the bits already ready to go as usual, but we are going to do some of it together. So first thing we're going to do is start with a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of basic black cardstock. So this is just one full piece cut in half lengthwise, right, at 4 1/4. So the first thing that we need to do is make a bunch of score lines. So I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. I'm going to put the 11-inch side up along the top. Okay. Now, there's 2 ends to our stylus. I always like to use the thicker end. I feel like it's a little bit more accurate. Oh, thanks, Gail and Tina. I'm glad you guys like that. It's a really neat fold. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is score this card. Now, if you're watching along and you're going to want to recreate this card, you can write these measurements down, but tomorrow morning, this will all be uploaded on my blog with full measurements and all the instructions written there for you. So first things first, 11-inch side is up here. We're going to score it at 1 1/4. Okay. Then we're going to go to 1 3/4 right here, and we're just going to score it there. 2 3/4, 8 1/4. So we're basically mirroring what we just did over on that end. So we're at 8 1/4, 9 1/4, and 9 3/4. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take this scoreboard out of the way. Oh, no, I'm not. Sorry. I'm going to bring it back for 1 minute. So the other piece that we have for our card is a strip of basic gray. And this is 1 3/4 inches wide by 8 1/2 inches. And we need to score that right in the center at 4 1/4. So I'm going to find the 4 1/4 and score that. And now we really are done with the scoreboard. Okay. And I did not score that very well. What did I do here? Oh dear. One of those days. Okay, so my piece that I told you was 8 1/2 is not actually 8 1/2. So we're just going to pull in my trimmer here. And we're going to cut this at 8 1/2. Now my score line should still work out if I just have it too long. Oops. And let's just hit the camera on the way down. Let's readjust that. Okay. Oh my goodness, it's one of those nights. Okay, so we've got our 2 pieces here now. Now we're going to do some folding. So first thing we want to do is take the inner 2 score lines here, and we're going to fold the card in. Okay. Let me just need to do a little adjusting. Make sure you have a score or a bone folder when you're doing this card, because these need to be nice and flat. So we're going to fold both of these in. Don't worry about where they end up over here. Okay. Score these as well. Okay, then we're going to take and we're going to fold it back on these inner ones here. No, we're not. We're going to open that back up and we're going to fold. So we folded these ones in, then we're going to open it back up and we're going to fold these ones in on the next one. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to recreate this. So we folded these in like that, right? That's going to go in, that's going to go in. This is going to go out, that one's going to go out, and then these ones are going to go in. Okay. Okay. So we have this, we've gone inside, then out, and then in. Okay, so let's go ahead and burnish those all with our bone folder. Okay. So that is the base of our card. Okay. Now the other thing we're going to do, of course, is take our basic gray that is now the right size and fold it on that score line, and of course burnish that one too. Okay, so before we get to decorating, we are going to do a little bit of work with the die cut machine, so my stamp cut and emboss machine. And before we do that, we do need to do a bit of stamping. So what I want to do is get all those bits done, and then we're going to come back to the fun fold. So I've just got a scrap piece here of basic white. It doesn't have to be very big. All we want to do is stamp on the motorbike. And where did I put my ink pads? Give me 1 sec. I think they're buried under my score file. There they are. Okay, so I've got my basic gray ink pad and my memento. Those are the colors we're going to need today. So we're going to start with the basic gray. And I'm taking the small, let me get to where I'm doing here. So this is the stamp set we're using, Legendary Ride. And we're going to use this small motorbike here. Now, before we stamp, let me show you how these awesome dies coordinate. So here is the dies that you get. These are the Legendary Ride dies. This large one here, of course, will cut out the motorbike, this large one, so you can stamp and cut out. This one here will cut out the smaller motorbike. Okay, we've got one that will cut out the flame. We've got one that will cut out this little mountain scene here. We've even got one that will cut out the wrench. And then we're left with a bunch of other pieces. And these, you guys, friends, these will build a bike. So you can cut out all the bits and pieces and assemble them together to create a die-cut motorbike that looks absolutely amazing. So by using these pieces together, you create your bike, or you can stamp and die cut. So I love when there is multiple uses for a set like that. Okay, the other really cool thing is that these dies will also cut out some of the images in the designer series paper. So if you get that paper before it sells out, then you can use your dies to cut out some of those images too. All right, so let's go back to what we were doing. We are going to stamp the smaller motorbike in basic gray, just on a scrap piece of basic white. Okay, there's our bike. I'm going to close up that ink pad, put them somewhere where I'm going to be able to find them out of the way here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to die cut this with that coordinating die that is right here. And we're also going to do some embossing on this one. So the embossing folder we're going to use is also part of the suite, and it's the Metal Plate 3D embossing folder. Okay, and I love this folder. So let me bring in the machine. Let's get these out of the way. Okay. And my camera is, so you know what, I'm not even going to bother trying to get this right in the machine. So what I'm going to do is just put it off to the side here, and I'll show you what I'm going to get assembled. So I'm going to do some die cutting first. So we need plate number 1. Then we need our second plate, number 2. We need our clear plates, which mine, look at this. This is quite normal. They start out nice and shiny, and they will end up looking like this the more you use it. So we're going to put that one's my bottom plate. And I will just add my image here. Put this on top. Now, because I've stamped it before I use the die cut, I'm going to put a Post-it note down. So let's put this Post-it note right here across, like so. And that's going to hold that in place. Then we can finish off our sandwich with this second clear plate. And now I will just run that through the machine. This side here. Okay, now that is going to be all nicely cut out. There's our bike. And I can put this die back with its friends. And now we're going to do some embossing. So now to emboss, we need to take off plates 2 and both of the plate 3s. And all we really need for that one is the base plate number 1 and number 4, because this is a 3D embossing folder. So we just need 1 and 4. Okay, so because we want to emboss our little card here, we only want to emboss the front. I am going to open up the folder, and I'm going to put one edge in just like this. And I'm just going to make sure that my folded score line is at least in line with the design, so that we don't end up with a line at the top that doesn't have the pattern on it. We're going to close that up and then sandwich that between these 2 layers. And we can just leave that cardstock hanging off the end here, and we'll wheel that through. Now, I do really like my mini boss machine for when I'm doing videos, but unfortunately we can't use the dies, the full-size die, our embossing folders through with it. So there is our pattern. We've got our nice metal plate. You see how awesome that is? What do you guys think? Thumbs up? I love it. So we're gonna then close this, fold this up, just press down on that fold once again. Get that out of the way. Okay, so now we've got the die cutting out of the way. We got that machine off to the side. Now we can start assembling. Okay, so we'll bring back in our black card base. And what we're gonna do first is we're gonna start and we're gonna work from the outer layers out, okay? So if you look at this card here, when it's completely closed, if I was just to take this and completely close it, that's what it's gonna look like, okay? So I've already got the strips of the tire treads here, and these ones measure 7/8 wide by 4 1/4 long. So that's gonna get adhered right here. Let me just grab my adhesive. Put a bit on there, and then this is gonna go end to end of the cardstock, but it's leaving just a slight little bit of room on either end, but top to bottom it's flush. So we want to match that up and do that on the other side. Here. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go and we're going to put this flame pattern on the front flaps here. So let me explain where these flame patterns came from. I'm going to pull in my designer series paper pack here, and it's still in my, oh, I'm going to take it out because that's going to be a horrible glare. So in your kit, when you buy this paper, you get 2 sheets that look like this on one side. So it's got the hexagons, but on the back, it's got all these fun little cards that you can cut apart to create cards or scrapbooks or whatever you want. This one in the corner is actually this pattern. So what I've done is I cut that piece out of my sheet here, you can see, and then I cut the size that I wanted, which is 1 1/8 by 4 1/4, and I cut 2 of them so that I could create this card. So it's a really neat way to get a different pattern and use up those little 3x4 cards that are on the designer paper. So again, we're going to go flush to the top and the bottom, leaving just a wee bit of room on either side. Okay, so we've got the flames on that one. We're going to do the flames again over on this one. Okay, now flames are facing down that way, so we want to do that the same on this side. Okay, so there's the outside of our card done. So now we're going to open it up, and now we're going to decorate the inside flaps. So you can see here the patterns that we've got. We'll start on the inside, and we're going to use this checker plate in orange pattern. Okay, and we're going to attach that on either side. You know what? I think before we do that, let's do something different. Let's attach our card here first, because that way we're going to get our placement proper, right? So we're going to start with this little basic gray card that we made earlier. We're going to take a piece of basic white. This measures 1 1/2 by 4, okay? And what we're going to do is stamp the sentiment on the inside. So again, I'm going to pull in my basic gray ink pad, and I'm going to use this sentiment because it fits nicely on our 1 1/2 inch strip of paper. And it says, "Dad, you're the coolest." Okay, and we're going to stamp that right here on this piece like that. We can adhere that in the center. Okay, so now we've got our little card. So we'll bring our big card base in. Now this part's a little tricky because we only have 2 hands. So we want to hold this in place and get this card in the center like this. But it's doable. It's just, you've just got to be a little bit patient. So first thing we'll do is we'll put a little bit of glue on the back of this. Okay. Now I'm going to have better luck if I turn it sideways. So I'm going to hold that down. And then I'm going to place that in the center. And you can see that I'm using my fingers here to hold all the sides down. And just get that lined up. Push it down. Okay. So now you can see our card is starting to come together. We'll open that back up, and now we'll attach our orange pumpkin pie metal plate pattern. I've said it before, I know, but I'm going to say it again. I love the Ready to Ride suite. So if you like it too, or if you like the card we're creating today, give me a thumbs up, send those hearts. I love to see your reactions as we create together. So that one's going to get centered in here too. Again, it helps if you hold the card down just so you can get your spacing right. Okay. Now, we're going to put the tire tread here again. So these are the same size as the ones on the front. These are 7/8 by 4 1/4. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that there. And then we'll come in here and we'll attach those in. And you're just being careful that you're lining them up in between the score lines and that you're getting it as evenly spaced as you can. We'll do the same over here. Like that. Okay, and now we just have to put the paper on the outer edges. So I have chosen to use, just to bring in a third color, this nice brown pattern with all the road signs on it. And this one measures 1 1/8 by 4 1/4. Okay, so those are going to go on these outer flaps. Now, I hate to put glue over this gorgeous pattern on the back, but check out those beautiful rose images on the foil black paper. Love it. The card that I featured on my blog on Monday had those flowers fussy cut on it, and it was just beautiful. So we'll go ahead and put a bit more glue here. So a bit more work to a card like this is double fun fold, but it's so fun and it's such a cool card that I totally think it's worth it. All right, so there we have our card. This is what it looks like when it's wide open like this. And then of course, when you fold it up, it folds in like that. Okay, so now we're going to create this feature focal point on the front of our card. And I've already gone ahead and cut out a 3-inch circle. This is the biggest circle in the Stylish Shapes die set. And it's got the stitching around the outside. And this is just basic white. And we're going to use, again, of course, we're using the Legendary Ride stamp set. And I'm going to use the classic Authentic You Since Forever saying, and I like this on the circle because of the arch up here. It fits really nice. Now I do want to point something out, and your stamp set may or may not look like this, but if you look at the rubber on the back of mine, when it was cut, it's off-centered. So it's cut a lot closer to the top than it is down here at the bottom. So I'm going to adjust for that when I stamp. So knowing that, so always check your stamps. Knowing that, I'm going to make sure that the top is very close to where I want it to stamp. So what I do in my mind is I pick this line on my scrap paper. And I think, okay, if I want that to be really close, if I line up the edge of the rubber, how does that look? Okay, it looks really close, right? I like that. So that's how I'm going to do it. So I always do a sample on my scrap paper just to get the positioning. So we'll come up here. Stamp that down. Oh, perfect. Okay, so that's that. Now we can go ahead and attach this to our card. And I am going to use black Stampin' Dimensionals because the theme of the card is kind of like darker and black, right? That's kind of the color scheme. So on here, if you hold the card up and you were to look in there, I don't know if you guys can see inside of here, but you don't actually see white dimensionals because they're black. It blends in better. So we're going to use black dimensionals, and we're going to put them in the center here. Now you may wonder why I'm not putting them on the circle. It's because I don't want the circle to the dimensionals to end up being beyond here and end up closing my card. So I am going to put a couple extras here. Okay, so I got 5 dimensionals in the center. Pull those off. I should be using my take a pic tool for that. Okay, so now we've got this. Now we got to hold this down again with your fingers and then place this one down on the center. Okay, now that's sort of, you can see that's kind of holding down the sides from popping right up. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is attach our motorbike that we cut out earlier, and we're going to use dimensionals for that too. But because we're using white paper on white paper, the white dimensionals are actually better this time. So we're going to take and use our white dimensionals. Here. Okay. Pick that up. We're going to put our bike right across the center here. My goodness, I just love this card. So much fun. All right. So now we're going to pull in some bling, because every card needs some bling. We've got some nice shine from our foil designer specialty paper here. But now we're going to add some of the adhesive back studs to our card. Now remember, these guys are on sale. So if you love them, I know I do. I like that there are 2 different color options. We've got silver and black. And look at the different shapes. So we've got like a diamond shape, circles, and then a line. And we're actually going to use a combination of the diamonds. So I'm going to pull the diamonds off and make them sideways on either side of the word U. Like that. And then I'm going to grab a circle and put that on either end. And there's our card. So that's it up close. This one flips open to say, Dad, you're the coolest. And then it opens up like that. Isn't that cool? What do you guys think? Are you going to try this one? I will make sure that when I post this on my blog, the tutorial upload, the replay will be there for you to be able to watch. I will also have all of the measurements for the paper pieces typed out in both the description of the video on YouTube and in my blog post for you to make it nice and easy. And there'll also be a supply list at the end so you can see all of the products that I've used. All right, let me come back and say hello. Let me just see if I can get this to work. Oh, it did. Okay, perfect. All right. So thank you all for being here tonight and watching. And thank you for your bit of patience with our sound error earlier. I don't know what happened there. It is a very cool card, isn't it? It's a really great double fun fold. And I think that it would be really, really great. And you could use any theme. I've chosen the Legendary Ride, of course, to show you tonight, because I think the papers and everything work really well, but you could totally switch this up and make all kinds of fun new cards. So do check back for all the measurements tomorrow on my blog, createwithbirdsnest.ca, and they'll all be there waiting for you. All right, so don't forget to check out that In Color Club that I had posted there as well. So let me just bring that back. So don't forget, those are the 5 new In Colors that I'm featuring in my club. They will be available to purchase on May 2nd. And club registration is open until April 30th. Remember, you can join from anywhere in Canada, and I can ship those kits to you, and they'll be delivered right to your mailbox. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here today. And it was really fun to craft with you.